Now it's time to start a discussion about activity lifecycle. So what is activity lifecycle? Activity lifecycle is the phases, the steps through which our app is going when you launch your app. And those steps or phases are represented by some functions which are called by the system. So those functions are called by the system. We don't call those functions. Actually, as you'll see, we can override those functions in our own activity. Now, when you launch your app for the first time, the onCreate function is called. And in the onCreate function, we set up our UI components, we connect the objects with the UI components, with the find view by ID and so on. Next, the onStart function is called, and after the onStart function is called, the onResume function is called, and at that point the activity is running. So at this point we have the activity, if you want the app running. So you have the activity running. But now if you leave the app, so if you close the app, the onPause is called, the onStop is called, and the onDestroy is called, and the activity is shut down and the app is closed. Now, here, depending on how you close the app, you'll determine if the onDestroy is called or not. Because if you leave the app only by the back button, so we don't remove it from the app list, only the onStop is going to be called, and the activity is not going to be destroyed. And at this point, if you open the app again, so you didn't remove the app from the app list, it will go back on the onStart. So this is the activity lifecycle. Now let's open Android Studio. Now let's override the functions that I talked about. So let's override first the onStart, then the onResume, the onPause, onStop, and the onDestroy. So now we have already those functions inside our main activity, and let's add the toes to see that actually our app is going through all of those phases. So let's put here toes that make text. I'm going to specify the context, this that main activity, and the text, let's say on start called toast dot length short and dot show. And let's copy that. Let's put it here, here, and here. Now let's change the text. Let's put here on resume, on pause, on stop, and on destroy. Now let's run our app. Also, we have an error here. We don't have the parentheses here. So we have an error there. Let's run this again. Click on terminate. So we have onStart called, onResume called, and now its activity is running. Let's also add a toast inside the onCreate to see that the onCreate is also called. So let's rerun this. So onCreate is called, onStart is called, onResume is called, and now our activity is running. Now, as I showed you in the picture, now if I leave the app only by this, let's say by this button, and I don't remove the app from the app list, we get on pause called, on stop called, but the on destroy is not called. And now if I reopen that app here, now the on start is called, and the on resume is called again. And if I leave it by this back button, get on pause called, on stop called, and on destroy is called. So now it completely destroyed our app. If I open this, now on create is called again, on start is called, on resume is called, and so on. So this is the activity life cycle. So these are the life cycles through which our activity is going. And I might be wondering, and what about this? What is this useful? This is useful because you can add code at different phases. Let's say that first you want for whatever reason to open a file, and you can do that in the onStart function. So you can do that before the onResume or the on pause is called, and you can open the file or can open a database. And let's say that you want to save I don't know, maybe some values, some properties, or maybe you want to close a database. You can do that before destroying the app. You can save all of that data, and then you can let the app to be destroyed. So you override the function, you save whatever you want to save, and then you let the on destroy function to destroy your activity. So you save the state. So this is the power of using those functions, because you can use them and can add code in them at specific scenarios. So now I'm gonna end the video and see you in the next video.